Jack gonna make the call, yeah, puts himself at risk. Freelander shows up.
Show us!
What up, guys? Welcome to GTO Optimized. If you like low stakes poker, questionable hands, and low level analysis, you came to the right spot. I'm GTO Jason. Let's get right into the hands.
All right, first hand, pocket aces. Under the gun. Let's fucking go, dude. I'm mentally preparing myself to either get 8 callers or 0 and raise to $10. Luckily, only the lady in the hijack calls. Off to a flop, which comes king, king 4 with 2 clubs. It's at this point I get an expert live read from the guy on my right, who tells me she only calls if she has something good. Armed with this knowledge, I decide to start with a check out of position. She checks behind, and we're off to the turn, which is the 8 of clubs. I decide to start building the pot right here with a bet of $10. She quickly makes the call, and at this point I'm thinking she probably has a king, maybe even a flush, who knows? It's live 1-2, nobody knows what the fuck's going on. The river comes the 5 of clubs, giving me the nut flush on a paired board. At this point, the lady shoots me that don't bully me look, so I size up to $60, targeting king X, maybe weaker flushes. She eventually makes the call, we show, and take down this nice $165 pot. The action was kinda dead, so I decided to straddle on the button. I know, just shoot me. I look down at king, jack of hearts. The small blind calls, the big blind calls, middle position calls, and the cutoff raises to $12. I make the call, and everybody who limped comes along for the ride. We're off to a flop, which comes queen, 9-3, 2 hearts. The action checks around to the cutoff, who makes it $25. The degen in me loves this flop, getting a great price to realize my equity. I make the call. This is where things go off the rails. The small blind check raises to $75. The big blind folds, but the middle position and cutoff both make the call. Action's on me, and I know I'm not folding. Drawing to the nuts with the 10, or the second nuts with a heart. I need to see a river. At the same time, I think calling here would be a massive mistake. If I brick this turn and face an all-in shove, I'll be hating my life. With about $270 behind, I rip it all in.
Re-raise all in.
The small blind makes the call. Middle position makes the call. And the cutoff makes the call. Happy with the result? We either wanted no action or all the action. And we got all the action. It's out of our hands now. The turn comes the 5 of spades. No help to us. The river, bink. 7 of hearts, let's go. The small blind showed pocket 9s for a flop set. The middle position showed pocket aces. And the cutoff never showed. No clue who taught that guy how to play aces, but limp calling pre. I don't even know what the fuck that line was. I'll type it out for you guys. The small blind was pissed, telling me I got rewarded for a horrible play. He asked how I can do that without the nut flush draw. And I ask him how he can call without top set. $1,100 pot coming my way. Let's go. Next hand, I pick up pocket queens in the big blind and size up to 20, out of position, against 2 limpers. Only the first limper makes a call. Off to the flop, which comes 7, deuce, jack, all clubs. Holding the queen of clubs, I c bet $15. Looking back, I think I should size up on this flop, charge the naked king and ace of clubs. Early position makes the call, and we're off to the turn, which comes the 8 of clubs. We improve to the queen high flush, but now the ace and king of clubs both beat us. I check this turn, scared he has a better flush. He checks behind, and we're off to the river, which is the queen of hearts. Let's go. River to set. After middle position checks the turn, I think my hand's good, so I fire a bet of $30. Then, disaster strikes. Middle position raises to $75. I've been in this position before, and it's always just the nut flush. I think for a second and just lay it down face up, hoping he'd show. I ask if he has the ace of clubs, and he said, "You're gonna have to pay for that information, buddy." So I guess we'll never know. Next hand, there's an early position open to 10, the cutoff, and hijack call. Action gets to me, and I look down at 2 black 10s. Always a welcome sight. With $20 and dead money from those callers, I 3-bet to 60. Then, early position jams for about 50 more. The cutoff and hijack get out of the way, and I call. This player was definitely on the tighter side for the table, and I think I can probably get away from situations like this in the future with pocket 10s. He asks if I have aces, which is never a good sign. I say no, and he says that he has pocket kings. We don't improve, and yeah, shipping a big pot the wrong way. Alright, time to turn things around. Great opportunity to do just that when I'm dealt ace-jack offsuit. Plus, it's the first 2 letters of my name. I'm in early position, and I raise to $10. The player to my left makes a call, as does the button. We're off to a flop, which comes king, jack, 3, rainbow. I check this flop, out of position, and the player to my left bets $15. I call. The turn comes another king, and I check. He bets 30 this time, and from my point of view, it makes it less likely he has a king, so I make the call. The river bricks out, I check, and he bets 85. This is a pretty obvious fold at this point, but for some reason, I thought this guy was bluffing me. I stick in the call, hoping my soul read is correct. He tables his hand. It's king jack for a full house. Complete punt. Never do this if you like money. Had him absolutely dominated pre-flop though, so that's got to count for something, right? Pocket 3s, under the gun +1, limp in like a pro, 2 people limp behind, and the big blind checks. So 4 ways to a flop, which comes ace, king, 3, rainbow. Let's go. We drill our set. We check for deception, another pro move. Nobody takes the bait, and we're off to the turn, which comes the 10 of clubs. Brings in some straight draws, completes some straights, and obviously the backdoor club draw. Time to charge those draws, top pairs, 2 pairs, all sorts of stuff. So I lead for $5. The 2 middle position limpers make the call, and the big blind folds. The river is an offsuit jack, meaning any queen makes a straight, but I decide to go for value. $15, charging 2 pairs, non-believing top pairs, and stuff like that. If I get raised, pretty easy fold. Luckily, it doesn't come to that when the first middle position player makes a call, and then the second middle position makes a call. I show my pocket 3s. First middle position player shows an ace, and the second middle position player shows queen deuce. So yeah, he rivered the absolute nuts and just called my bet. So yeah, what the fuck is going on here? I felt a bit slow-rolled by this call, not gonna lie. But, I mean, he saved me money if I level myself into a call. So, can't complain. The very next hand, I get dealt pocket 3s again. I'm in the big blind, so it turns out I was under the gun, not under the gun +1 in that last hand, but doesn't really matter. There's an early position open to $11 and one caller in late position. Closing the action, I decide to make the call. We're off to a flop 3 ways, which comes ace, 3, deuce, 2 diamonds, hitting back-to-back sets with pocket 3s. I check, again for deception, and the original raiser leads out for $15. The late position player makes the call. I'm not slow playing bottom set here with a flush draw, so I check raise to 50. I can get a lot of value from those diamond draws and strong ace-x. The original raiser ends up tank folding, but the late position player makes the call. He was the same villain from the last hand, so he has a few of my dollars, and definitely want to get him back here. The turn is a great one. The deuce of clubs. He has about $50 behind, so I check for deception, hoping he goes all in with strong ace, flush draw, something to get my full house paid. That's exactly what happens. He shoves the remaining $50-ish, and I snap call. The river comes the 7 of diamonds, and I show my full house. He proudly tables jack 9 of diamonds, thinking he won the pot, and gives me a shit-eating grin. When he realizes I have 3s full, that grin was wiped off his face, and I take down this nice $200 plus pot. This is the last real interesting hand of note. I excluded some smaller pots which I lost, chasing draws that didn't hit, and stuff like that, but ended the session with a nice $310 win.
Yeah.